used, to any traffic temperature. They're really beneficial to cold traffic because, like we were just saying, you can pixel people who have watched the video. So it's a really quick and cheap way to pixel people. That's why we called this, pixel for a penny, right? And I'll show you guys a few examples. I thought I had the presentation already pulled up, but I'll show you a little proof here of how we've been able. Oh no, it says cancel or end webinar. Okay, we're good now. At the end of this presentation, there's actually a slide, and if you guys haven't had a chance to watch the $10 a day traffic plan, it's under the What's Working Now tab. It's a 2-hour presentation that explains this traffic temperature stuff in detail in different campaigns. But here's an example of why we use Facebook video ads, right? So we were able to pixel, 368,000 people for a little under $6,000 using this ad type. And you'll also notice that it's creating different custom audiences based on the length of time that they're watching the video. So yes, it does autoplay, and it's going to pixel people who stop in their timeline to take a look, but it's also creating audiences. I think it's what, guys, 3 seconds and 10 seconds? It's cut off in the screenshot. But it's creating, everyone that's viewed as an audience, and then 3 seconds, 10 seconds, and then completed. So people who completed the video too.
Yeah. So basically, they're changing it over to having two levels basically, where one is viewed and one is completed, and depending on your ad account, you're either at the 3 second or the 10 second. So basically, Facebook made a change about a month ago, and they changed it from creating that list based on people who viewed your video. They used to start after 3 seconds. So anybody that watched 3 seconds of your video, boom, that goes onto your viewed list. Now it's changing over to 10 seconds. So you're still only going to have two lists. So you're going to have anybody that's viewed it will be anybody that's watched at least 10 seconds, and then anybody that's completed it will be anybody that's watched at least 95%. And so a lot of times you'll see multiple audiences, and for one campaign, it's because they separate out all your ad sets. So it's kind of confusing inside your audiences there. But
absolutely, and really the reason I wanted to talk about traffic temperature first was just to sort of preface, what we're going to cover. But you also have to think about, with these Facebook video ads and ads in general. I know a lot of you are going to ask, how long should the video be, right? Or what should I say? And again, we can show you examples, but you really need to look at, what am I using this ad for? What is the goal of this ad, right? If it's to introduce yourself to someone, you're probably going to really want to catch their attention and show them something interesting really quickly. But a lot of times you can use video ads for retargeting, right? Especially if they've already visited your site and they know you or your brand, they're going to be very interested when they see a retargeting video from you. So when you're creating these videos, think about, it's a medium, it's a type of ad, it's just another form of ad, and it's cool because you can create these website custom audiences really quickly without, people actually having to visit your site. But it's also another medium that's really effective with retargeting because, again, people are familiar with your brand. And a lot of people, that might really scroll through the link ads would, really pay attention to one of these video ads. So Keith and Ralph, you guys want to show some examples? I know I have some pulled up. Kind of talk about what you guys are using this ad type for. And I know a lot of you have had issues. I've seen in the Facebook group you've had issues getting this ad type to work. And I was actually asking our rep about this, and he said that there have been some bugs and they've been switching over a lot of the features. But it should be functioning now because a lot of you were saying you would set up the video ads and they wouldn't actually populate the custom audiences. But just make sure you're doing it in Power Editor. And you want to, when you create your campaign, you want to make sure the campaign is for video views, right? So make sure this is the objective of your campaign. as long as this is selected, once you set up the ad and upload the video, you should see those audiences start to populate when your campaigns go live.
Right, right. And we can, I'm not sure if right now is the best time to touch on that or not, but when it comes to the objective, I might as well. It's probably a better time than ever. So keep that screen up right there. And
Yep.
basically, if you want to create a custom audience based off your video views, at this point, you have to select video views as the objective, okay? Now, when we were on the webinar, go ahead and create a demo campaign real quick. Just put in demo,
Sure.
demo. And when we were on the webinar with Facebook Corporate about 2 months ago, one of the things they told us about a lot of these new features rolling out, they told us about they were changing the time from 3 seconds to 10 seconds. So not only you're getting higher quality, lists, people on your custom audience, people who watch 10 seconds instead of 3, but you're also only paying after they watch 10 seconds if you're doing that as an ad objective, right? For pricing. And so now let's go ahead and go to the ad, try to get down to the ad level. Where is it going to be? So now what they're going to have is, what they're doing is they're phasing out where they have that little checkbox, right? It might be actually.
Yeah, there used to be a checkbox down here.
Yeah, I just want to make sure it's not. Go ahead and click on the ad set because I always get these two mixed up. And just click on the ad set just real quick just to make sure.
There it is.
Yeah, scroll down. I think it might be at the ad set level, which is what I said a minute ago. Yeah, that's what okay, so I'm, okay, so it's not, yeah, so scroll down again. I don't see it anywhere in there, do you? Nope. So yours isn't showing, and they're taking these out, right? And so this is what Richard asked me about yesterday on our coaching call with our group. And they said they're taking out the thing where you have a checkbox that says create custom audience because they're going to just automatically do it. Now,
automatically do it, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Now, however, some people, they're still not showing up. So there's some bugs in the system right now on that. And so right now I would just chalk that up as Facebook bug.
See it.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. But they are rolling this out to everyone's account. So, obviously you can upload the video, add a caption, call to action, all of that jazz. But definitely make sure you're setting it up in Power Editor for now.
And if your Power Editor looks different than this, I mean, we run through so many different ad accounts. I'm just sort of scrolling through them as you guys are talking. Every one of them almost looks different because they're phasing this out and upgrading Power Editor, I think, as we speak. So if anybody has had, not that anyone ever has any problems with Facebook advertising Power Editor, but if anyone's having more problems than usual, I think it's because of that. And that seems to have been going on for the last couple of weeks. I mean, we've been complaining about it ourselves, Molly, I know, the last few weeks. So, and I think it is because they're trying to standardize it and upgrade it. And, even in our meeting with them last week, they said, sometimes they do break things, which is okay. So, but they're really trying to improve it. So if yours doesn't look exactly like this, yours might look different. You might have a different version, and that's okay.
Now,
Lindsay, Keith, before we keep going, do we have any big questions? Is everybody understanding what we're talking about?
Yeah, we have a few questions. Let's see. Do you send viewed videos to content or straight to the landing page usually? And Ed says he's had better results with completed to the landing page and viewed did no better than the interest targeting.
Interesting. Yeah, so we've tested a few different things, but what's interesting with these video ads is you're going to need to put a link up here, right? So we've tested to the landing page and to content. Both have worked well. They had different goals. Obviously, we're trying to pixel people and generate leads here. In this ad, we're also retargeting them with the same Facebook ad templates, right? But it depends on what you're doing right here. You could be running a retargeting ad for people that hit the Traffic and Conversion Summit sales page but didn't buy a ticket, and we're trying to send them back to the sales page to buy tickets. So that's really what I was getting at earlier. Think about these videos in each step of the process. Some of them are going to be used to go back to a sales page. Some of them are going to be to people who have never heard of you before that are going over to a blog post like this one that Justin shot. Sorry, Keith.
Oh yeah, no worries. No. What I wanted to make a very important point of is that in order to create a custom audience, you've got to use video views objective at this point. I really hope they change that. I think they will change it eventually. However, if you want to get better results, like if you're driving traffic into a landing page, webinar registration, lead magnet, whatever, we're seeing big dramatic differences and way better results using website conversions as an objective.
Yes,
Totally. Compared to video views, like no comparison.
Right.
So
and
yeah, go ahead.
It's just like the podcast, us interrupting. It's awesome. No, and it's because, I mean, if you don't fall in love with video view as an objective just because you're like, oh man, I want to create all these cool audiences for a penny, which is great. Don't get me wrong, but if your goal is conversions, remember, Facebook shows your ad to your audience who is most likely to do what you tell Facebook to do.
Right.
That makes sense?
Yep.
So they're
Always
likely to
keep that in
show,
mind.
right. So if your objective is video views, you're telling Facebook, show my ad before people who like to watch videos. If you're saying my objective is website conversions, show my ad in front of people who are likely to convert. And they basically have like 4 or 5 different buckets of people because the algorithm is so smart. So keep that in mind. Don't fall in love with the fact that you're going to create all these audiences because, I mean, we've seen, we'll typically do like a split test with a video view objective versus a website conversion objective and see very, very different results to the magnitude of like 2x, 3x difference.
Right. And Ralph, just to go back a little bit, you know, guys, and if you haven't watched the $10 a day webinar and under the What's Working Now tab, please definitely go check that out. You know, you have to think about what the goal of the campaign is, you know. So if you're running, you know, just traffic right to a cold audience who has never met you before and your goal is to pixel the audience, then the video views, you have to select that to actually pixel people, right? But if you're using a video and the goal is to send traffic back to a sales page, it's a retargeting video, you know, we would make sure we selected the website clicks objective because we're trying to send traffic over to sell tickets to our event, but use the video as the medium of the ad, right? Does that make sense, guys? So just think about, you know, what is the goal of the campaign? That's what the objective should be. Whether it's leads, you would use website conversions. You know, if you're retargeting to a sales page, clicks. Again, I go over all of that in this presentation. But if you're using cold traffic to pixel people, you know, the title of the presentation, then you're going to select the video views because you do want to create those really useful audiences.
Yeah.
Cool. I think everybody's on the same page. Yeah.
Okay.
What were you saying, Keith?
No, it's exactly. I was just. It's perfect. That was exactly right. So, very, very cool.
Well, do you guys want to show some cool stuff you've been doing? Again, guys, this is very. We have done an office hours on video ads. We did one in June, so more of the instructional how-to. Here, we just kind of want to go through some examples so you guys can get some real-life application of these things, and hopefully come up with some good ideas. So if you guys want to go ahead and I can switch to your screen.
Sure.
Cool. And then I've got a few. So we've gone really project-based at Digital Marketer, and for the traffic and acquisition team this week, which is Justin Rondo, who does split testing, John Grimshaw, he's our analytics guy, and then Brittany, she creates all of our ads. One of our big projects this month was to create a bunch of different Facebook video ads. So we've been rolling out some cool ones. Let me
Sweet.
Yeah. Hold on. Change prisoner.
Okay, cool.
All right, you should have the controls now, Keith.
All right, cool. Yep. And I've got one slide I want to cover just real quick.
Absolutely.
Because this is just some important stuff for those of you that are interested in doing video ads. So why video ads? Number one, there's no better way to build trust, authority, and goodwill. Okay, that's pretty obvious. We know video is a big way to do that. And now you can do that in various ways, which I'm going to show you. you yourself if you're the brand. It could be somebody else as far as a testimonial. It could be kind of your brand or representative of your brand in a position of authority on stage, right? Teaching or presenting. So there's different things you can use video. Relevant scores, this is huge. We all know that the higher your relevant score, the lower cost per click you're going to get charged. And with this all, video ads will typically have higher relevant scores. And that will also do is it will give your account, your Facebook ad account, more cumulative higher relevant scores, lower negative feedback ads. And I like, this is another reason why we like to do both video ads and content amplification, driving traffic into ungated blog posts, is because you're getting more overall just high relevance, low negative feedback campaigns in your account history. So when you do hardcore lead gen sales page types of offers, the higher negative feedback stuff on those is a smaller portion of your overall account spend. It's like seeding your account. I think of it as almost like an insurance premium. Even if your results might not be as good with some of your video ads starting out or some of your content amplification, think about it as a small little insurance premium. But not only that, for Facebook, it's just what works in the real world. People need hitting them at different angles. So collateral branding, when people don't click on, you might be thinking, oh wow, my cost per lead on my video ad is like $8 and my cost per website click is $2 and my other ads are generating a $5 cost per lead and a cost per website click of $1.20. So screw it, I'm not doing video ads anymore. Well, that's making a mistake, because when you're running video ads and they don't click your ad, just because maybe it's not the right time for them, they just don't have time. Maybe they just got to the front of the line at Starbucks. They can't. And however, there's a lot more collateral branding happening. So when they see your page post link ad tomorrow, they have that subconscious recognition of you or your brand in a lot of cases. So build custom audiences way faster, which we just talked about, because you're paying you're paying an average of like 1 cent to 5 cents per video view. So, and then the rule of 3, which is what I learned when I was at Jack Canfield's house 2 years ago at a mastermind. And one of the guys there is a retired major Hollywood movie producer, and he talked about the big studios using the rule of 3 in their advertising and their promotions for big blockbuster movies. Okay, and what this means is they want to hit the end consumer with 3 different modalities within a very short period of time, like 1 to 2 days. And so what's that mean? That means maybe you're running a link ad to a webinar registration. Maybe you're running another link post ad to a blog content, and then maybe you're running a video ad. That's 3 different modalities, so it could be YouTube video and other ones. But the point is it's 3 in a minimum period of time. So that's one of those are some big reasons why we want you to be using video ads and not thinking of it as a replacement for your other campaigns. That's very important. Okay. So check this out. You can see my screen, right? I take it. Hopefully you can see that little slide I had there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So I wanted to pull this one up first.
Okay.
So I wanted to pull this one up first because I'm always thinking of different ways I can use these, right? So I'm on a search for a nanny for Kyler, who's in that right there, my 7-year-old, and I'm split up with his mom. His mom's named Lacey, and we didn't end up getting married. We split up about a year after he was born, and we tried it a few different times. But we get along really good. We live 5 minutes apart, and so it works out really well. But I have him a lot. And so I'm looking for a great nanny that can kind of do lots of different things.
So
Clean
he
the house,
can
cook.
hop on here with us.
Yeah, clean, cook, shop for me. Be awesome with him. And so I'm like, gosh dang, how do I find the perfect person for this? It's just like, and I might find somebody, if I do the right video, that might not be even actively interested in being a nanny, right? And so that's kind of what I'm looking for. And so I made this video, and it's just local. There's really no targeting. It was basically just like women 18 to 65 and up, because I wanted to target grandparents who might have a granddaughter, right, or a daughter that might be interested. So I want people, what people will do in a lot of cases when they see an ad like this is they'll tag their friends. So they'll tag somebody that they think could be
Right.
interested in this, right? So if you, I talk in this video, so notice what I have here is I've got the text here. So even if there's no sound,
So
um,
important. So important.
so super easy to do. I made this when I was in a time crunch, and I edited this in ScreenFlow. It took me about half an hour or less, usually less than that, but probably about half an hour realistically to make some of the edits. But do you love kids or know someone else who loves kids and could be a part-time nanny? So like I said, women 18 to 50, 65 years old, geo-targeted. I live an hour from Seattle, fairly small area, and there was no interest-based targeting at all because I want everybody to see it. And it's cheap. It's just freaking so cheap compared to like anything else, traditional marketing. So, and then I got a little video, and then what I do here, and this is what you can do with your business too. Always be thinking of these types of things. So let's just mute that. And then what I do see is I give a little picture of him and me, and then I talk about a little bit more about how I'm looking for somebody that is into nutrition and in teaching kids the right way and not hardcore discipline and all these types of things. Same things we learn from our personal growth people, right? And then I have a little slideshow of him, right? Now this here, where's it at? Somewhere in here. But this in a business video right here. So that's him and me, and then a bunch of just kind of cute pictures. I think there's a bunch. I'm not sure what I did with them all, but it just goes through them too fast when I'm skipping. But the point is that these can be like something social proof credibility, right? Something like that. So like maybe you're on stage and you want to have pan to a 30 seconds of you on stage. Maybe it's quiet. Maybe you're talking in the background still, B-roll, right? In case you don't know what B-roll is this right here. So this is B-roll. So I'm showing a slideshow or maybe another video while I'm talking still. So it's like a second roll. So great way to use videos. This is stuff that anybody can do. Okay, I'm not a master video editor at all. I don't even know how to use all the expensive software. I just use ScreenFlow. But the more you can kind of have, and this helps keep them engaged. And then also if you're using like a testimonial, then that's even better. And I love doing things like that too. So
Absolutely.
this just goes to a squeeze page. I mean,
Yeah.
just goes to a squeeze page, super basic, right? And then, like I said, notice how
Guys, this is really cool. This shows seriously how Keith has hired a nanny for his son using this ad. So it's applicable anywhere, and that's really cool.
and then this, they click here, and then they just got, I've got two kind of, explain why. And then after they email me, I've got another kind of on my follow-up. I've got a little, tell them what to do next. But basically on the comments, and a bunch of the first ones got deleted when I made an adjustment. But notice what happens here. See this? Whoops. So these people a bunch of them got deleted. But and this one here is one of the best apps I got, by the way. This is somebody else that tagged her. I just realized that just now because I remember, because look at this. So this is my spreadsheet. This is my export of these. Look at all these answers. I mean, this is crazy.
Wow.
And so
how much were you paying per view on these, Keith? And I mean, this is really targeted, right, guys? This is like, a small town in Washington. So
2 cents. You can see that.
2 cents a piece. Yeah. Very cool.
And that's at the 10-second level, right?
Yes.
Or when did you start these? Yeah. Okay.
Actually, to be honest, I don't even know because this is right around the borderline. I'm not even sure.
Right.
So, and this was a relevant score of 10. One of the ad sets, this might be 8, maybe because it's been running for a little bit. But anyways, it's just an example. This is what the more you can think about when you see examples that we're showing you, how can I like take something like that and use it for my business or use it for like a unique situation?
Well, think about it, guys. This, Keith was trying to hire a nanny, and I'm sure that did much better than if he just had that picture of himself and his son, right? Because it's more interactive and you can get to know him a little bit better. And a few people are saying, what sounds like this is just good for branding, right? And yes, it's great for branding, but it's also great for getting a message in front of an a segmented audience, basically. So you'll see, we have an ad that's about, it's about Facebook ads, and Brittany, our designer, is showing how she creates a Facebook ad. Well, that would be interesting to anyone who runs traffic or who is interested or runs Facebook ads. So that's a great way to get in front of your market without being super pushy right up front.
Exactly, exactly. And so let's give you a couple of other examples. And this is another one. I chose this one because this is one of the first video ads I did. This is like back in 2013 or 12. And this here, and I think I used this one on the last example, but basically what I did here was I was running traffic to this, I believe should still go to the same page. It's my Facebook checklist. I think this URL is still the same one. Yeah, see? Facebook checklist, boom. The point is this video was made a long time ago, and see that book right there? That is the book that I self-published back in 2010. It's not the one that's in bookstores now, but I did that book purely for authority basis only. Nobody knew who I was. This is just anybody can do this. And the goal for me is to instantly establish credibility and authority, right, with the book. And then I go in and I talk about like these big changes that are happening in Facebook, and how they can download my checklist and get results like my clients are. And so it's just a minute 43. Some of my videos are 3 minutes. Some of them are 2. Some of them are 30 seconds. Some of them are 9 minutes.
However long it takes to, get the value out there and say what you need to say.
Yep. And so this is an example, and I'm gonna show. I've got lots more examples here for you, so don't worry. But this is an example of I call this a content with call to action video. Okay, and this is going to be you want to think of this video here as very similar to the same reason you're doing this is the same reason you would be doing running traffic to a blog post. Okay, traffic temperature, right? So what this video is I call this a content with call to action video. It's almost 10 minutes long, 9 minutes and 40. Look at how about that? Perpetual traffic. But it's 9 minutes and 41 seconds. And this video is driving traffic into a webinar, and it lists out the 9 steps. Okay. Even though these are actually changed up a little bit now, but this goes to a webinar registration page, and this video is specifically used to go after ice cold audiences, okay, who have never heard of me, don't know who I am, don't give a crap who I am, right? And it's to establish goodwill, provide value, and bring a very, very warmed up visitor to this opt-in page, okay? Is this going to give me the lowest cost per lead overall than compared to other campaigns? In most cases, no, okay? Not in most cases, no. However, if it's really, really well done, and maybe it's like 5 or 6 minutes, we've seen some of the longer videos outperform shorter ones, and I'll show you an example right in a second here of that being the case. Okay, but this is meant to serve the same purpose as driving traffic to content. So this is cold traffic. Okay, this runs in conjunction with the link post ad, right? Where the image is clickable, which is the most popular ad. And they can be targeted, really, if you want, they can be targeted to the same audience because it's kind of like a 1-2 punch. So, like I said, you're not trying to replace video all the time with the link post ads, is you're just trying to add it in there. Now, so notice what I did here is I added the whole 9-step process. We've got a couple other examples with some other clients that we don't have as up here to show just for privacy, but we've got some just ads just like this that just give a ton of value in this post itself. So it makes people want to share it, because even if they don't watch the video, they've got like this boom, copy and paste stuff, right? These types of things. And so we have videos with clients doing the same thing like this, driving traffic into sales pages. Now, if you're doing a video like this, like a content with call to action video, and you're driving into a sales page, in that case, in most instances, you're going to only want to target warmer traffic, right? Somebody that's either visited that sales page or somebody that's visited a blog, a piece of content that's super related to that product, right? If it's a small priced product. So we have client running traffic into a sales page with a video like this. And even if they haven't seen the sales page yet, but they've went to a blog post that's very, very close to the product. Does that make sense? So Now, like I said, this is just one kind of piece of the puzzle. Do you have to do this? No, but it's a great way to kind of build that branding. And this is a video that you could maybe, this is something that I would recommend if you're first starting out with video, is I would recommend duplicating this, starting it out as a video view campaign to build up those custom audiences, right? And then duplicating that campaign as a website conversion campaign. So you have the same campaign kind of competing against each other, but they're separate campaigns. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's different objectives. You want people that you need to pixel to talk to later, and then people that are actually going to convert now.
Yeah. So basically, it's kind of serving two purposes. If you want to do this, do you have to do this? No, absolutely not. You don't have to do this. But if you want to kind of get a little bit ninja and you want to try to find out the difference between video views and website custom audiences, or excuse me, website conversions as your objective, then yeah, you can duplicate that campaign so you can look at your report and you can see, crap, that website conversion campaign, the cost per lead was way lower. Or you might say, oh crap, the website conversion campaign was a cost per lead of $5, but the video views was $6. So it was a little bit higher, but I get to build all those custom audiences. So maybe I'll let the video view keep running. Make your own decision. But this way you're kind of like you get to get the best of both worlds. You get to build the custom audience lists, but then you also have another campaign with maybe a better cost per conversion. So that's just something to think about. So,
Yeah, I mean, if you have $20 a day for something like this, I would definitely do $10 in each one. Completely separate objectives. Because then you can compare them side by side. And that's always, whenever we do a video campaign, I always start it with website conversions because most of our clients want a conversion of some sort, like a lead or registration or maybe a low price to offer sale, something like that. And we'll start with both objectives. And you can, I mean, in most cases, we'll go for the better converting one, but you can look at them right side by side in Facebook reporting now and see exactly which ones after 2 or 3 or 4 days. And you might find that, maybe there's your cost per conversion is higher on your initial opt-in for the video view, but you actually may see that later on down the line, maybe there's, on your thank you page, there's a registration for a webinar, or maybe there's a low price product. Because they've already been warmed up with your video, they end up converting better on the back end, sort of after that initial touch. So I think it's a really good idea to set things up, just specifically for different objectives. And remember that these, you'll be like, well, all right, if I'm setting this up for, let's say, my interest is Ryan Deiss, wouldn't I be sabotaging the same audience because I'm running the same ads, the same audience? No, you aren't. Because remember that depending on what your objective is, Facebook is going to show that ad. Let's say the Ryan Deiss audience, I forget what it is now. I think it's 400,000 in the US. Let's say there's 100,000 of those people that are video view people, and then 100,000 who are maybe conversion people, and then 100,000 which are clicks to website people, and 100,000 which are kind of a smattering of all. So you won't actually overlap. You'll actually get more reach, if you can believe that. That's how the objectives work. So we always start with video view and website conversion. I think when we first started doing this, Keith, we would always do it with clicks to website, didn't we?
Yeah, we were doing a lot of them with clicks to website. Yep. Yeah. Actually, and that was before video, but that was before video views were an
Correct.
objective. And so, and I recommend testing out clicks to website too. If you have a situation where maybe you're not getting very many conversions, right? You're selling a product, a product or an expensive product or whatever it is. If you're getting very, very low volume of conversions, then you might test clicks to website versus video views. So
yeah, definitely.
Yep. So, and
yeah, that's especially true if you have a good converting landing page. You say, well, I want to show them the video, but I also want to make sure that they click the link. In this case, on that screen, you can see it right in the bottom. But also, when you see this in your newsfeed now, whether it's mobile or whether it's desktop, there will be that button that will say whatever you choose it to say: learn more, shop now. I forget what the other ones are. Check out. Sign up, I guess is the other one, because we usually just use learn more. But yeah, so you'll see that. You don't necessarily have to get clicks to website as your objective, but it's good to test the objective because you just never really know. That's probably the biggest factor if you're running video ads, and at least in my experience, if you're looking at conversions as your ultimate goal, is what that objective is. But if you do them both together, video views and another objective, you build those custom audiences for people who have watched your video, which you can then retarget for your offer.
Right. And as far as how much does it cost per website click, it just across the board. But typically, when it comes to video ads, your cost per website click is gonna be usually it's gonna be a little bit higher than it would be if you're just doing a straight page post link ad, a link post ad. So because think about it, I had my screen paused for a second. Let me looking through some stuff, but which one am I on here? I think I'm on this one here. So yeah. Think about this ad right here. Anytime somebody comments, clicks play the video, anything like that, you're going to pay for that click, right? So you're not going to get as many clicks as you would if somebody just clicked on an image, right, and clicked through to your site. If I can find one. The point is this one's just an image, isn't it? But anyways, the point is that I love it how there's no ads in my newsfeed as I try to scroll down. Or even any like shared links with a clickable image. Holy crap! But
Now's the
seriously,
time to advertise. Lots of inventory.
yeah. Maybe they're stopping to show these, but this one here. So the Vladdy, one of our Ninja Ads managers. So if they see this and they click this, it takes them off Facebook, right? So these kind of ads are typically going to cost you less per website click, but in some cases that's not the case at all. In most cases, I would say yes, you might pay $1 to $3 per website click sometimes with a video ad. And
Heck yeah.
so, but think about it. They've already watched a video. It's almost like they've opted in, right? So it's a completely different type of click. So you have to realize that too. So, all right, let's go to a couple other examples.
Absolutely. Cool. Good examples so far, Keith.
Good. Shoot off if you have any more questions. So this here is a similar type of ad. What I'm gonna do here with Tom. This is one of our coaching clients too, and Tom Breeze. If you don't know who Tom is, he's a badass YouTube video ads expert, and he's got an agency where they run YouTube video ads for tons of different clients.
Badass Facebook video guy too.
Yeah.
And based on his results.
Yeah, totally. So he's in my high-end coaching program, and he's rolling out Facebook ads now, Facebook video ads, and he's just absolutely loving it. So he's also rolling out a coaching program for YouTube video ads. So I recommend definitely looking into his stuff. But the point is he's just starting out right now with this stuff, and this is an example of Tom really gets it when it comes to psychology of videos. And with YouTube, he does the same thing. He'll run these content with call to action type videos, and then he'll also run like longer, 5 to 6 minutes, and then he'll also run like a 30-second or 20-second video as a pre-roll ad, right? So this is an ad that he runs in YouTube too, and it's almost 6 minutes long, and if they click this, it just takes them to an opt-in page where they get to opt in to watch a 75-minute presentation. And this is a silent video, actually. It's just kind of a teaser of him on stage. But the point is this video is a 5-step video, and it's 6 minutes and 46 or 7 minutes and 1 second. And
could I just add something in there?
Sure.
For everyone who's on the line who wants to do video ads like that, just look at that, take like a screenshot of that screen, because that's the way to format a video ad, especially one that's shown in the newsfeed on the desktop, because it shows everything. And mobile might be a little bit different, but look, there's 2 links. There's some brackets. Is there an ellipsis in there? Yes, there's an ellipsis way down the bottom. Molly, I knew there was going to be one. A good headline, benefit driven. Cool. I mean, this is a really good ad. Like, if you're not knowing how to format an ad, and I actually want to steal this one from him, by the way, because it's so good. But it's simple, but it's got all the elements to it, especially if it's in the news feed on desktop, because you get more space on that top part.
Yeah.
So,
and it is doing really well. It's doing really well as a cost per lead right now, and so. And he's going out to people who don't know who he is. He's from the UK. He doesn't have a big audience here because he's been quiet the last 4 years, running his killer agency. And so the point is that where Ralph made a comment about, in his case, he's got 2 links up here, but he did it in a way that it's perfect where you don't have to click see more to get to both links. So you get to see both links. Yes. Is there a call to action on the player? Yes, right here, download, right? That goes to the same page, to the landing page. Now, this right here, the call to action button, I'm going to answer the question right now because a lot of you are probably thinking about it or asking it if you've tried to run video ads. Facebook is switching up what they do. Sometimes if we do a demo like this, they'll show the call to action button. Sometimes they won't. For a while, they were never showing that, and they were only showing that button in mobile. And this is what I said on the last webinar we did a couple months ago, is the only way to get this call to action button on here for a video ad the whole time it plays was for a mobile video ad. But that's not the case anymore. Facebook added that to desktop, which is game changing. So now you get to have the button that shows throughout your whole video on desktop or mobile, even though you might not be able to like see it in a preview, or you might. It's just you have to kind of trust it, and hopefully Facebook shows it. But so those are a couple things there. But now this is part of a campaign. Okay. The other thing that you can do is this is another one. So this one here is the the minute 50, the 2-minute style, right? The 30-second to 90-second minute style of video that we talk about. That is the most kind of common that people teach. It's not showing the timeline, darn it. There you go. So this one's 37 seconds, right? So typical, I guess, direct response video ad, people would normally kind of think it's that 30 to 90 second time frame, right? And that's kind of what this one fits under. And this one, however, runs simultaneously with this one, with this one. Right now, the longer one is winning, by the way, as far as the cost per conversion and they're not really probably even feeding off each other quite yet because it's fairly new. So, and then this is a really cool type of video here, not that one. This one here is Facebook's got an article about this too. I can't remember where it's at, but I think we posted it in our group, didn't we, Ralph? Facebook Ads University. But I can't remember where the article is. But Facebook did a recent article about like the style of video. It's almost, think about it as like an animated GIF or GIF, or however you pronounce it. But check this out. So I want to start it over. So this one, 13 seconds long. You could do probably, I'd say, 9
really cool.
seconds or so to 13 or 14 max if you're going to do this style. Very interesting, right? Because here you're more relying on the big call to action at the end. But it's okay because it gets right to it. And on the Facebook, Ralph, maybe if you could try to find it. If not, no big deal. Mm-hmm. But they have an article about this, and the demo that they use, I believe, is 9 seconds in their example. And anybody can do this. It's basically just, use a keynote presentation and record. It's killer. And it's almost like an image ad, right? Because it's almost like a link post ad because it's clickable and because it goes to the call to action so quickly. And you could split test so many different types of text. But he's got a lot of psychology going on here. This little split test winner, and then he gives some value here. It's not all curiosity driven, right? He tells you which split test won. So that's important. Now, this type of an ad, though, this is something that if you want to hear anything on this video, listen to this part right here, what I'm going to talk about. Okay, this goes to the same page as those other videos. If my computer is getting a lot of windows up, I better start shutting some of these down here. This goes to the same page as other videos, right? Now, this one is not performing as well as the other ones. However, if this type of ad should be going to a page that is really set up to do more educating, right? Especially if it's cold traffic.
Right.
And so this
Absolutely.
page, yeah, and he's in the process. He's just building, like finishing his funnel, kind of the same as me. I've just about finished with some really cool new stuff in the funnel. And so he this ad right here, especially with mobile traffic, if it's not going to give a whole lot, the landing page, it's all about the landing page. You've got to have a very, very mobile. If you're running traffic into mobile, it's got to have the benefits above the fold. There's a lot of different things going on here, but a lot of it has to do with the landing page and not having enough content. So if you're using a video like this, a longer one, like some of the ones, not the 30-second one, but like the 5 or 6 minute one, or the 7 or 8 minute one, then you could go to more like this style of page, right? A squeeze page, because you've given all that value. You just want to get them to the page and opt in. If you're running maybe a link post ad or a short one like this here, and you don't have any branding at all, nobody knows who you are, you might need a landing page that's got more bulk to it, more content to it to build that trust. Or you could even run something like this to a blog post. If you have a really epic blog post that's got very strategic calls to action throughout, and it's written in a way that Russ talks about in episodes, I believe 9 and 10 of the podcast. Okay, you could run an ad like this to a blog post. Now, if you want, Molly, we can have a little discussion on that whole question, because that's a big one, I think, and it's important for people to understand if they should run video ads to blogs or not. And do you guys have any kind of questions on that whole situation or opinions?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, again, it really depends who you're running traffic to. Of course, to your cold audience, depending on how educational the video is,
Yep.
right? So if it's more of a video that's just there to catch your attention on a subject, then I would definitely send them to the blog to further educate them and establish yourself as an authority. But if the actual video ad is more educational and you are going to teach them, 5 quick tips for, whatever your industry is, then I really don't think you have to send them to a blog post unless it's just for more information. Does that make sense?
100%.
So again, it's how much value, how well do they know you? Have you guys ever had an interaction before? Everything about these ads, you have to think about it situationally.
Remember at the beginning when I showed my my 9-step video? I think I just got rid of it because of so many windows, but same as this one. This is his 6-minute one here, and I showed you my 9-minute one. And what I said was that can serve the same purpose as a blog post. So, and remember, you're going to pay more per website click on a video ad. So you're almost like wasting it by driving them to a blog, unless it's something like this. And
Right.
we've got somebody that's doing this right now. Super short video, like a 10-second Instagram style to blog, a really epic blog, and it's working. But that's the only situation I would do that in. So.
Yeah, for sure. We have lots of sort of situational questions, like about particular markets. Guys, those are probably best for the Facebook group. If you aren't in DM Engage, Keith and Ralph are actually in the group too. So feel free to tag all of us, and we can try to dig up some examples for you for your particular situation. Lots of people saying how good this is. So thanks, guys, for being on. Let's see. Mary asked, how does boosting a video post compare to running a video ad? So when you boost a post that's on your Facebook page, you're telling Facebook that you want to pay per engagement. So you want as many likes and comments as possible. So that would basically just be, you would post a video to your page and say, I want people to like and comment on this. When you set, when you use a video and set it up through Ads Manager or Power Editor, you can say that, I want video views to build my audiences, or I want clicks to my site, or I want clicks to conversions. So I hope that made sense for you, Mary. What were you going to say, Keith?
Yeah, and it's a good question. And what I recommend doing sometimes for people, especially if the Power Editor is too overwhelming, is totally fine to start with posting it on your page. I usually do, if I know it's a video that I'm okay with my fans seeing, I'll always a lot of times start with it on my page. So I'll post it as a post in some cases, and then then boost it, and then I'll boost it to get it quickly approved, knowing that I'm gonna get it approved. And then you'll get more organic reach that way for some reason than regular ads. When you boost a post, it's on your page itself. So, but what that does is it gives me like a template in my ads manager or Power Editor to work with. So now you can go, after you hit boost, you can go log into the Power Editor and see that you've got a new campaign in there, a new video ad campaign, but it's a page post engagement objective. So if you want to use video views, or if you want to use website conversions as an objective, all you do is you create a new campaign, and then you just use create a new campaign using website conversions, and then use existing post when you're at the ad creation level. And I can, if you want, I can show that, or if that sounds a little bit confusing, but if most people might understand that, I don't know. Let me know what you think.
Yeah, Keith, we'll see. Ivy says, what's considered to be a good benchmark for video ads? We have it set for conversions, $25 a day, but we've only had 4 conversions. Ivy, that totally depends on your market, unfortunately. You know, some people, at Digital Marketer, we're willing to pay between $2 and $4 for a lead because we know, the conversion rates through our funnels, but a lot of people are paying, $180 for a lead because it's worth it to their business. It also depends on, where is this in terms of traffic temperature? Are you going out to a totally cold audience? Maybe you just need to use the video ad to pixel people and introduce them to your brand, and then use, a website clicks and a link ad over to your landing page to try to convert them. Maybe it's too early, and that's why the leads are so expensive. So I hope that makes sense.
He also says that he hasn't been able to spend his, this is Ivy again, so he hasn't been able to spend his ad spend. And that's the, if you want to spend $1,500, but you only spent $534, just duplicate it. Duplicate it and create a brand new campaign or brand new ad set with that video. If you're happy with, your conversion number, then you can get more reach by duplicating. It's the best way to do it instead of just like upping your budget.
You're going to reach the audience more quickly, so just realize that.
Yep, totally.
Yep.
Oh, lots of questions about sort of the different terminology. What's the difference between clicks to website and website conversions? So those are just different objectives when you're setting up your campaign. And you're just going to pick the objective that really best reflects your business goal, the goal of your ad. So if you want to send people to a blog post, definitely select website clicks. If you want them to go to a landing page and opt in, then you would want to use the conversions. Someone says, is it better to push your own personality in the ads or to push the offer in your videos? So that, again, is really, really going to depend on what the purpose of the ad is, right? So if you're going out to cold traffic, interest-based targeting, then you're going to want your personality to show through and your authority and that you are giving value and that you're interesting and that you have something to provide them. Do you care if I flip my screen on, Keith?
Yeah, no, sure.
If you are...
Want me to give it back to you?
Yeah.
Which one are you? One of the Ryan Dice ones. There's 2 of them. There's one here, so I take it this is you.
Like
I know, there's like 7 Ryan Dices in here. Okay, hold on. Okay.
Who's the real Ryan?
I've got a pretty cool one too. If you want, I've got one of my coaching clients who's she's a brand new New York Times. She's a New York Times best-selling author and also USA Today several times this year. And she just started writing books 3 years ago, and mostly because of her books are awesome and because of Facebook ads. Pretty cool.
Yeah, let me. I'm gonna actually pop this video into the chat box for you guys. John says, "No, I am the real Ryan." So here's this YouTube video if you guys want to watch. But this is a really, really simple video. So, the ones that we've showed you guys are, some of them have been more personality based. Well, this is talking just about the offer, right? So, this is on YouTube, but we just took this video, exported it, and then uploaded it to Facebook. But you'll see he's putting his hands out, right? Like, hold on just a second. I'm going to get you over to where you're going. But I just wanted to make sure that that, Traffic and Conversion Summit, we're going to sell out of tickets, and this is why you should come. So this is all about the offer. But this makes sense because this was a video ad that was going to people who landed on the sales page but didn't buy. So do you guys understand how it just depends on what the purpose of the video is? So we would never run this to people who have no idea who Ryan or Traffic and Conversion Summit, what Traffic and Conversion Summit is. But this was a retargeting video all about the offer. But videos like this, which you can, if you go to go.digitalmarketer.com/Brittany, I'll put this in there too. This is a cool little video ad we've been running that shows, our designer, and it shows, her creating a Facebook ad. So this is to cold traffic, just to really warm people up.
We didn't even talk about like case studies and testimonials and that kind of stuff,
What?
which is killer.
I've got a couple of those too, yeah, if you want, but totally.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, yeah, let's flip. I'll flip back over to you, Keith, and we'll show one more. We're a little bit over the hour now, so we'll show
Okay.
another one, and then
Okay.
we can, if you guys want anything particular. I know Joel says, can you give a link to the best-selling author, Keith, or her name? If I don't know if you can share that.
I can, yeah, I'll just kind of show it if you want. Let's see here. Can you guys, this is the one I was talking about here. It's just what she did is she just used basically she used some, what's it called? Stock video, and then she did some editing, and when her book launches out, and she'll always create usually a video about a book, and then it just goes right to Amazon. So she does a lot of different stuff like this, and it just all combines on each other. And some of her stuff is too racy, so it doesn't get approved because that's the kind of book she writes, a lot of her books. But it's pretty interesting. But with her book stuff, it's a combination of everything that she does. But she is really killing it. But it's because she does all the little things, and like I said, that rule of 3, and it's a compounding effect, like a snowball effect. Let's see here. This is an example of a retargeting testimonial video ad that goes to an offer, basically, where it's like a $3,000 offer. And this is just a happy, past sort of customer/client kind of thing.
$3,500 offer.
Yeah, totally.
That's a retargeting ad. That was actually a really good ad for this one. It's like they saw the first ad, clicked on it, and then this was their retargeting ad. So this was a testimonial that ended up selling a $3,500 application, not even to buy, an application, which then you had to be accepted to pay the $3,500. So that's how these things are really, really powerful, especially if they're good and they're like, this is like shot with an iPhone, I think. It's nothing all that great.
Yeah, it's all about the content, guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. This is another one I did a while ago. James Schramko, talking about me, and then I wanted people to go to a webinar, and this was for audiences that were a lot of audiences that I knew followed James Schramko. So another way I love to do testimonial video ads, I don't have one up on the tab, but where you'll intro it. So I'll do an intro. This is how I promoted the machine launch. A lot of my campaigns, one of my big campaigns was me introing it 30 seconds, and then I panned to like a couple of video testimonials. One, it was Graham English doing a video testimonial about the machine, and then back to me. And then or like we've got other clients and myself who've intro 30 seconds and then or 1 minute even, and then like a 45-second or 1 minute testimonial montage, and then back to you or back to just text to close it out. Super, super, super powerful using third-party credibility. Those are the two I had up. We've got a ton of different. I mean, this is a big one that we try to always use these because, especially like Ralph had just said, it's all about being authentic. It's so much more important to be authentic and look like kind of a unique, just a piece of content in there than necessarily looking like a commercial. And I was trying to pull up a couple. We can do another webinar sometime down the road or something, but a couple examples of videos that didn't work out very well and the reason why. But one, I guess, kind of running on time. If you want, I could spend like 1 minute on that. But
show all our
That's
failures.
really fine, Keith.
Yeah,
Like that could be like a 5-hour
yeah,
webinar. Jeez,
exactly.
all the
And
stuff that didn't work.
Ralph, that's why I was trying to find that one ad account. I was texting you. I was trying to pull it up. There's a couple ads I was trying to find that I couldn't because they haven't been running for a while, so it was really hard to find the videos.
Oh,
But I'll give you two
Jesus.
examples just offhand. One was for an osteoporosis like clinic, and it
All
actually
right.
just got disapproved because of the. We were trying to actually figure out exactly what she said. You know, they said something about your back. Oh, I forget, or your bone. I think you something about if they call out you having like not weak bone, low bone density or something like that, then that's the same thing as
Yeah,
saying you're fat.
calls out a malady.
Yeah.
Yeah, calls out a malady. I mean, that's
So,
just a Facebook policy deal. But it was a good video though. It's
yep.
just the content of it was not what they want.
The other,
So gotta be careful.
yeah, the other thing is we've got a couple examples. I think this one here, no, this one, where's it at? I've got it up, I think actually. Yeah, right here. So this is one that we have we've got lots of several examples like this one here, where we had this great like credibility, or we had a great video. Like one of the ones with Jack Canfield was a great video they did for something else, and it was like 6 minutes long. It was just super emotional, great video, right? Same thing with this. This here is a 5 minute clip of Simon Reynolds on TV, and people don't know who he is in the U.S., right? But it's a clip of him being interviewed on like CNB or MSNBC, right? Problem is it's a 5 minute video all about this book. It doesn't have anything to do with this webinar that he's registering, right? So how can we make this video work really well? We take like 20 or 30-second clip of that, and then we add it into Simon telling people what's in the webinar. So we've got that third party cred, but then we have boom going right to the benefits of the webinar, or the fears and the frustrations that that person is having. Another client of ours has got like a 5 minute emotional video. Problem is it's not, we call it Facebookized. It needed to be shortened up a little bit for Facebook, added some stuff in there with about the whatever the offer was, and you don't have to do that in a lot of cases with recording yourself again. A lot of times you can Facebookize a video that you already have just using a text overlay with ScreenFlow. And that's the last tip that I'll give. If you already have a video that you think is on YouTube and it's really good, or maybe it's a third party, it's you up somewhere on stage or something like that, use ScreenFlow. Take out the important parts of that video. It's really easy to edit ScreenFlow. Anybody can learn it in a few hours. And then add some text overlays, or maybe some text like keynote slides to transition if you don't want to do camera. And that right there is what will really, really take a losing campaign and turn it into a winning campaign.
I think that was Molly's ad copy right there. Molly, remember writing that one?
I think, yeah, Keith and Ralph were like, oh, this isn't working very well. I'm like, okay, write it. Ralph,
and a lot of it's the
that was a
landing
copy
page.
and paste.
Yeah,
That's funny. I just looked. Yeah, I just looked. I was like, that looks familiar.
Familiar?
Very cool.
And
see how much we help each other. That's awesome.
And sorry for trying to cut in. I'll forget what I was going to say in like 10 seconds. So
it's all right.
But
Get used to it.
oh, no problem.
So hilarious.
But thank you. Yeah, thank you all so much for
Awesome.
hopping on. This was great. I think these real world examples really, really help people. So that's awesome. Keith and Ralph are R&D and Engage. So if you guys have any questions, of course I'm in there too. Any questions, you need links to videos, anything like that, we'll help you out as much as possible.
Yeah, I think.
Give us a shout out. We'll be happy to help you out.
There's
a lot of questions here. So.
Do you want me to I've got a link for a video equipment guide that people can download if they want. Do you want me to give that to you for afterwards, or put it in there?
Okay, yeah, send it to me, and actually send it to Lindsay, and we'll put it in with the recording.
Cool. Perfect. All right. Hope that was helpful.
Okay, awesome. If you guys enjoyed this, absolutely. Thank you guys so much for coming on. Definitely very helpful. Lots of people saying thank you, Keith and Ralph. So we appreciate it.
All right, cool.
Okay, guys, this recording will be up in the members area in about 24 hours or so under the office hours tab, and we will see you again next week.
Cool.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye, Lindsay. See ya.